Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joe R here, Vintage Pokemon, and today we're going to be taking a look at my next PSA submission, and I'm super excited for this submission because we're going to be submitting some really awesome, minty fresh, super rare, expensive cards. And starting off today, I've got this base set Yellow Cheeks First Edition Pikachu, and it is a gorgeous card, really close to as perfect as you can imagine. This is at bare minimum a 9, and I think it's a really strong 9 at that. Does it have a shot for the 10? I most certainly think it does, and I'm really excited. And this is just the beginning, folks. We've got a ton of cards to take a look at, a ton of Charizards to take a look at. As a matter of fact, why don't we get the first one out? This card, you've actually seen it before if you've seen some of my other videos. Japanese base set Charizard, and this card is gorgeous. As a matter of fact, if you take a look at some of my older videos, you'll see this is the card that we cracked out of that BGS case. BGS gave this card an 8.5 on the face. Not sure why they did that. As far as I could tell, the front of this card is pretty close to immaculate. So I'm really excited to see what PSA is going to say about it. Everything else that BGS graded on this card was a 9, I think, for centering, and then a 9.5 for everything else. So that's really close to being gem mint condition. And so for that reason, I wanted to see what PSA would have to say about it. So really excited, and that's just the first of a few Charizards that we're going to be sending in today. So that one can go right up there. We're going to be submitting a couple more first edition base set cards, except these are going to be all hollows. We've got Magneton, and when it comes down to it, Magneton is not the most popular, but end of the day, it really doesn't matter when you're talking Shadowless base set first edition. This is a beautiful card, and I'm actually hoping that it'll score maybe a 9. If it gets an 8, I'll be okay with that too. But really gorgeous card. Next up, we've got base set first edition Raichu. That hollow pattern just really pops out at you. Gorgeous card. I'm excited to see what's going to pull back for a grade. If it gets a 7, I'd be happy because it does have a little bit of edge wear, and there was a little nick on the face of the card. I promise we'll start going a little faster, by the way. We've got a lot to get through. I mean, there's 50 cards here. So we've got a base set first edition Nidoking up next. Beautiful face, no damage to it whatsoever, no scuffing, no scratches. Bottom right corner, you can see it there. It's got a little bit of wear, so I don't think this is going to pull back a 9. There's no shot of that, but does it have a chance at a 7? Most certainly, I think so, and maybe if we're lucky, it could pull an 8. I highly doubt it, but you never know. Next up, we got base set first edition Zapper. And Zapdos here is in mint condition. I think this, just like the Magneton, could challenge for maybe a PSA 9 grade. So I'm really excited to see what this is going to come back in my returns. We're going to put that one front and center. Next up, we have a Legendary Collection Charizard. As a matter of fact, we've got 2 Legendary Collection Charizards. You might have seen these in another video. I have a few more of these, but I'm only going to be sending in 2 with this submission. One thing that I think is good to do is not send all your cards in one submission. I think it's good to spread them out and let multiple graders, different graders, take a look at them in different submissions. These cards are pretty close to being mint condition. I think that both of them will have really strong chances of coming back as a 9. And despite a little bit of silvering along the edges, I think that there is also the possibility of a 10, maybe. Should cards with silvering get 10s? No, and that's one of the reasons why the Charizard from Legendary Collection is so dang hard. I mean, between centering, scratches, factory lines, really tough. All right, so we've got first edition Hitmonlee from Fossil Set. As a matter of fact, we've got 2 of those. Really excited to see what these are going to pull back as. And anytime you see 2 getting submitted, I'm basically going to keep one and sell the other. So we'll see what they come back as, and we'll see what we can get for our money's worth. Dragonite, these are both probably PSA 8 worthy, so I'd be happy with that. I mean, Dragonite's really climbed in price. I recall, I think it was maybe a year, maybe 2 years ago, I bought a Dragonite for $25 as a PSA 8 first edition. Privately, and now his price has really been climbing up, so really excited to see what those guys will pull back. Same deal with Gengar for the most part. Excited to see what these guys will come back as. Definitely worth more than $12 in this day and age. So put those there. Next up, we have the very difficult to grade Fossil Holographic Lapras, first edition. This card's in pretty steady condition, really nice looking. Clean face, clean back. So I'm hoping for PSA 8 or 9 on that. I already have a 9 in my collection. Here's one of my favorite cards from the Team Rocket set, first edition, Dark Slowbro. I think the color scheme on it is really excellent. I really do. And the nostalgia of the Team Rocket grunt in the background, I think it's just a really sick looking card. You don't have too many cards that, especially holographic cards, that have something going on in the background like that, which is one of the reasons why I really love it. Dark Dragonite, another really high-priced card from the Team Rocket set, first edition. Not as valuable as if it was the error card, the non-holographic number 5 error Dark Dragonite. We had that in a submission previously, and we pulled a 9 on it. It wasn't first edition, otherwise it would have been worth a ton more, but a beautiful card nonetheless. You take a look at that hollow pattern. That is gorgeous. We'll cut off one Charizard. I mean, I think Dark Dragonite's worth it. Besides, we have a lot more good stuff coming. We've got 2 first edition non-hollow Dark Blastoises, and we have 2 first edition hollow Dark Blastoises. Beautiful set of cards that we see there. The reason why I'm submitting even the non-hollows, first edition and Blastoise, it's gonna have some significant value. The starters always do. And even as a PSA 10, these can pull in close to $100 as a 9. They certainly pull in their money's worth. I think they go for at least 30, maybe if not more. And I just think that they have a really good shot. They're super, super clean. So same with these guys. And it's hard to grade Dark Blastoise because he has a lot of hollow pattern on him. And I'm really excited to see what these come back as. So let's take Dark Blastoise. We'll stick them right there. Man, we just don't have enough space for our lineup. We really don't. And we're going to need it because we've got 2 holographic Dark Charizards. First edition, too, both of these. I mean, raw, ungraded, these are 150 all day. And I think these are PSA 9 condition. Dark Charizard's really seen a significant climb in price in recent months, too. So always great to send in your Zards. We'll put those guys right there. First edition, holographic, Dark Charizard. And we've got 3, count them, 3 Dark Raichus that we're sending in. The middle one isn't first edition, but it does have really good condition. It's got a nice swirl to it, too. So we gotta love those God tier swirls. That's not on the card. It's on the top loader. We're going to be submitting these, by the way, through the Ludkins grading service. And one of the nice things about Ludkins is that they take care of everything for you. I mean, they're going to take these cards, they're going to put them into card savers, they're going to do a pre-grade for them, they're going to let me know what they think the condition is, and I'm just super excited to see what they're going to pull back. So we're going to put those there. And Ludkins has been nothing but supportive. I mean, if you've got a problem with your return, you can even let them know if it has something to do with the label that PSA put on it. They'll take care of that. They're going to take the card back, ship it back to PSA, get it fixed up. It may take a while because PSA on their end is very, very slow, but Ludkins will get the job done. And they're a superb grading service. I wouldn't trust anyone else over Ludkins. Even some of the really reputable sellers, TCA Gaming does his own grading service. More power to you if you want to go through him, but I think Ludkins is really going to do a superb job for you. We got first edition Dark Charizards as well. You take a look at those. Just like with the non-holographic Dark Blastoise first edition, these are going to pull back a nice premium if they grade as an 8 or a 9 or even an 8. So I figured, why not send them in? Let's see what we get back for them. We'll put our Dark Charizard right there. We've got 1, 2, 3 Dark Golbats. I had a whole ton of these. I think I have like 6 or 7 of them. So I figured I'd grade 3 this time around. Next time we'll grade a little more. You know, another good reason for why I think it's smart to kind of scaffold my grading, do a little bit at a time, is that these cards, I'm gonna get them back and I'm gonna sell some of them, but by forcing myself to only grade a few at a time, it allows for them to grow on the market before they can be sold off. So they will appreciate a little more, and that'll just help, create a little more for my bottom dollar that I'm making. We've got 2 Dark Gyarados. Really love this card from the Team Rocket set also. I just think that it really brings out the emphasis of what the set's all about, because that is just one mean, evil-looking Dark Gyarados. And if you've ever bothered to read the hidden power or Pokemon power for the Dark Gyarados, I think it's just an awesome attack. It basically does 30 damage automatically to the opponent. So really cool design, really cool card. Next up, we've got 2 Dark Vileplumes, first edition for both of them. Nice swirl there on that one. Can't complain about some beautiful first edition Team Rocket Holos. And that's, I think, the end of our Team Rocket Holos. We've got now a few really beautiful Gym Challenge cards to take a look at. And Erica's Venusaur, this is probably one card that I'm super excited to see what's going to pull back for, because you look at this thing, I mean, take a look at that. There's no whitening on it. There's no nicks. There's no edge wear. It's gorgeous. The front, no scratches. There is nothing on there. I mean, I see no reason why this won't get a 9, and I think that there's a super good chance that it will pull a PSA 10. So, keep your fingers crossed for me, guys, because if there's one card I would love to get back as a PSA 10, it's definitely that one, and I think it's going to challenge for it. Here's 2 that definitely won't get PSA 10. They're mint copies, but I think there's a scratch somewhere on both of them. Will they get 9s? They should, because they are mint otherwise. Besides that, the back is flawless. How harsh is PSA on scratching? I mean, it depends on how significant the scratch is, how big it is. I mean, I think there's a faint line on both of these somewhere. I had a first edition Neo Genesis Lugia, very notorious for factory lines, and it had just 3 bands, faint bands, mind you, across it in different spots, and that dropped it to an 8, even though the back was just immaculate. So hopefully these can come back really nice. It's not exactly a super expensive card, but when it comes to first edition holographics and it's a WotC Wizard of the Coast Era card, you almost have to get it graded. Here we've got Alakazam, beautiful card. Again, really looking for mint 9s or 10s. Lieutenant Surge's Raichu, that's another gorgeous card. I really like the non-holo variant. I think it is in the Gym Heroes set. Or maybe it's Gym Challenge. I don't remember which one the non-holo variant is in, but I love that card too. We've got 2 Giovannis that we're going to be sending in. Can't beat the 8th gym leader of the Kanto region. We've got a Koga's Ditto that we're going to send in. Really nice looking card. And we've got a Misty's Gyarados. Beautiful card. Again, one of those cards I'm really, just like the Erica's Venusaur, hoping that this can come back as a PSA 10. Not as much holo pattern on this one as some of the other cards. That might work to its advantage. But either way, there's no scratches on it, no edge wear. Really the epitome of what a mint card looks like. And to finish off, I've got 2 more Japanese cards that we're going to be sending in. We've got the Game Boy Japanese promo Lugia and the Game Boy Japanese promo Mewtwo. Very minty cards. A little bit off with the centering, I think. But other than that, mint condition. You see the backside. Really nice looking card. That's nothing up there. The little lint on the case. Really gorgeous. So that's all we've got for today, guys. Hope you enjoyed this PSA, or this review of this PSA submission. We're going to be going through Ludkin, so we'll see you soon, and wish me luck on these grades. Bye-bye.